Hi, and welcome to Cooking with the Dean. My name's Mary Jo Russell Grady, and I'm the Dean Student at Pace. Today, the students wanted to do a fall harvest, so we're doing fall vegetables. And what I'm doing is a pumpkin, goat cheese, and rosemary quesadilla. Then I'll be doing a grilled, sort of roasted vegetable quesadilla. And then we'll end it up with apples and cinnamon and honey quesadilla. So I've already done some chopping because I want to get these vegetables going. So I've brought an eggplant from my own garden over in Battery Park. And I brought some nice fresh basil and some rosemary, all from my garden, so we can use them up today. And I thought I would do something more fall harvest vegetables as opposed to sort of spider cupcakes or something Halloween that's sugary. I thought I would try to go sort of the healthy route. And so what I'm doing is, and when you cut up my eggplant, and when you use eggplant always, and I've got, because we shop at the cash sometimes, is I'm going to make sure I like highly salt this so that it comes out okay. We're going to cover this all with a lot of olive oil to cover the vegetables as we just slightly roast them. And while we're kind of sauteing these vegetables, I'll be preparing the really quick and easy pumpkin one that we have all ready for everybody. So I'm going to start the eggplant first. I've got some olive oil over here that I brought with me, and I'm going to douse these here and continue to do so as I get those vegetables all cooked up. I'm going to dice up some of my zucchini, and I'm not going to make this terribly overcooked because I don't want my vegetables to get really cooked. You know, cooking is a lot like college. You have to be prepared. I'm putting some carrot stripes in because if I put in whole carrots, they would never, ever cook. So I'm going to put in a few carrots and get my vegetable one rolling as we sit here and cook with Cooking with the Dean. I also brought some little green beans from my garden and a little bit of onion I'm going to throw in here so that we have the perfect vegetable mixture to make our quesadillas. And as I said, you know, this is college is just like cooking. You have to really be organized. And I think often college students fall behind because they're not necessarily well organized with their schedule or their classes. I often tell them it's good to try to treat your classes and your homework as if they're part of your classes. The other thing is students don't ask for help or get involved as often as they should, because when students get involved, they feel more connected. They know who the people are to help. And I also think when you're a student at college, your relationships are changing all the time. And so having good negotiation and good communication skills, kind of like cooking. I don't want to overdo one part of the recipe or not on the other. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm taking care of everything in moderation and making sure it's cooked well. So I'm just sauteing a few of these vegetables right now to get them, you know, lightly cooked, lightly browned. I put some little salt on this so that the eggplants wouldn't necessarily brown as much. I'm going to put a little splash more of olive oil just to get these guys cooking, and we're going to have a really great meal. And what we're going to do is get our tortillas ready. So I've got one. This will be the next one that we actually do cook. And so what I'm going to do is first take this and spread some pumpkin across it. I know it sounds crazy. But you know what? It's going to be really good. And this is just plain pumpkin from a can. And this is when you kind of make something that's a little bit more savory, sort of like sweet, but really good. So I put a lot of smear of pumpkin across this tortilla. And then the next thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take some goat cheese. Now I'm going back here so I don't burn these. I can't forget these. Moving and shaking and cooking a little bit here. So now I'm back over here. And I'm going to take my goat cheese and I'm going to smear that across the other side here. If I can get it open. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And it's just kind of like a very different kind of a quesadilla that you can imagine. So we'll see what you guys think once you get the tasters in here. So I'm taking this goat cheese and I'm spreading it all over. And you know, goat cheese when it's room temperature is a lot easier to spread than when it's cold right out of the refrigerator. Like a lot of soft cheeses, it's a lot easier to sort of have it be soft, room temp, and you can go like that. Now I'm coming over here for some of my fresh rosemary. And to make this really savory, I'm kind of putting some rosemary in here because I think it'll add a little bit. And I don't want to put too much because I just don't want to overpower. And same also with a pinch of cinnamon. Now I'm usually a proponent of lots of cinnamon, but I'm not doing it today because that'll overpower the cheese and kind of just make this very strange. So I've got one ready right here to be able to throw on the oven once I'm done with my vegetables. I'm going to let that settle just 1 second, then I'm going to take them off. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to try to figure out how I can do this in my kitchen here. I'm going to put these hot vegetables on here. Uh-oh, I started the pan. So here we go. I'm going to put this right here. And sort of, this is going to be a filler for my next quesadilla. So I'm kind of making 2 at a time in many, many ways. And so I don't want my next pumpkin one to have this flavor. I am wiping down my pan. I'm coming over here with Mr. Pumpkin. And I'm going to put this on low. And I might not even need it because it's pretty high. So I'm going to put this right down on here and make my quesadilla. So that's going to get nice and toasty. I can hear it already. What I'm going to do with these vegetables is take some of my very fresh basil that's so delicious and lovely into this vegetable mix because I think that's going to add a lot. I don't want to cook the basil. I like to keep it fresh to give it that nice flavor. How nice and toasty that looks. It's starting to get nicely toasted brown, but not overdone because we don't want to burn it because it will be kind of not taste well. So this is going to be a really nice, different kind of mixture. And it's sort of fallish because it's pumpkins, a little goat cheese, and a little rosemary. And we are almost 2 seconds away from being ready. Okay, so I've got this. I'm taking my basil off here. Let me get a nice clean knife here. And we're going to try this. It's very hot, so really, really, really watch your lips. It's hot, 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 hot. Okay, here's one. Pumpkin, goat cheese, quesadilla. Try it up. Take it away. There's one.
It smells really good.
And I'm going to start assembling the next one. So I'm taking my tortillas, and I've got this on a hot oven already. I'm going to try to do this again. And then what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to add my vegetables, my basil. So now I've got to just refresh. I've got some eggplant. I've got some zucchini. I've got some carrots shredded. I have got some green beans in here. And I have got some onions. So I'm kind of putting this all in here. Now the other thing that I think goes quite nicely with the pumpkin, it's called chutney. And chutney has mango in it. It's got a lot of nice spices. And if you dip the quesadilla in that chutney, you'll find that you're really going to like that flavor.
That's really good.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you like the chutney?
It is, yeah. And I really like the pumpkin and the goat cheese together. I would never think to put that
It's kind of a strange combination.
Yeah, but it's actually really good.
Well, this is cooking fast because this is hot. So we're going to have another one in 2 seconds. Here we go. So we have another one already. And this one is your vegetable. And we've got a few vegetables falling out on the side here. Whoops, that's all right. We'll get that. 2 seconds. So then let's cut this one up. See who wants to eat the roasted vegetable one. Now this one's a little bit more messier, but it's also very good. Look at that. Oh, nice. So there you go. And now for my final one, let's slice up some apples, all nice and thin. Throw them in the middle, and then sometimes what you might do is saute these apples. I didn't have time today to saute the apples, so I'm just kind of doing them very andante. So these apples are in here. They're going to be very nice and tasty. And then the students can eat the rest of the apple. And what I'm putting in here is I'm putting in lots of cinnamon. And I went to Starbucks and I said, geez, I need some honey for my tea. And so they gave me a honey pack. And so now I'm putting the honey all over this and drizzling this so that it covers these apples and that it covers that part. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on top of this. This oven is really quite warm. That's all right. Quite warm. So it may already be toasting. It is. So let's turn this down. And we got this going, and we're almost done. So we've made pumpkin and goat cheese and rosemary quesadilla. We've made a roasted vegetable with eggplant, zucchini, carrots, onions, green beans, and some fresh basil. And now we're doing apple, cinnamon, and honey. So within, I think this has been 10 minutes, maybe 15. We've got 3 different kinds of things that are very easy, very inexpensive, and a way to really eat healthy. So, bon appetit, farewell, have a good one, and look out for the next Cooking with the Dean.